Hello everyone. Oops, wrong weapon. Let's try this again. Hello everybody. It is Organic. I'm here for a chill summoning session with the gacha machine here. I just got my first capture card, so I'm very happy. And one of the things that I wanted to do when I could start recording is I wanted to do a huge summoning session. Now, I think I'm going to leave that for later because I just want to see if I can get some interest in these sorts of videos so that people will leave more questions for me, because today is also going to be doing a QA. And I have 3 questions today, and then the rest of it I'm going to be talking about the upcoming patch 11.0 that's going out this week. And just my thoughts and my wants and predictions. Okay, so a little bit of a shorter summoning session today. But yeah, let's begin. First pull of the day. My goal here is to get a silver, would be kind of nice. But what I'm really after are golds. I think silver is probably the least out of the 3, the silver, bronze, and gold, because I just don't see any of the titles really being that useful to me. But maybe there's some cool ones. I would really like to get a gold because I've only rolled gold once. And I think the gold banners are pretty cool. And I could always use some more ability chunks too. Okay. So my first question is from Starlight, and he says, "Fella, what are you doing?" Now let me ask you. Let me tell you. I am doing a Q&A session, and I am using it to talk about whatever you guys want to ask me. And it's funny that you asked that specifically, because I take inspiration from a YouTuber I used to watch called Phoenix Master 1, and you might have heard of him before because he does a lot of Pokemon stuff and he's been around for a while. But he is like a full-on dedicated Fire Emblem Heroes player, and so he does these summoning videos with the Q&As, and I just remember them being very memorable to me. And I've noticed that Splatoon 3, at least in the West, we don't have these kinds of videos. So I think they'd be really fun to do. Alright, still haven't got anything interesting yet. We got Globetrotter title. I'm surprised there's so many titles. I've been playing this game for so long. What is gonna be, we're going on 4 years this year, and still have not received all the titles. That's crazy to me, because all of the other things that I have like all the splash tags. I might have all of the locker items, I'm not sure. But I also have all of the, did I say splash tags? There was one other thing that I have. The table turf cards, yes. I got a Wellstring V user, exceptional Wellstring V user. That's not me. Oh, but speaking of which, Madman46i, the 2900 XP Wellstring 5 user, says, "Who wins in a 1v1? A 3000 XP Glugadoolies?" Oh, my bad. A XP 3000 Wellstring or a XP 3300 Gluga? That's Very fun question. I would say there's not much of a skill difference between 3,000 and 3,300. So even though the 3,300 is higher for Gluga, I think I might still have to give it to Wellstring. It just, all the object damage is really annoying, and the fact that it can also hit over Splash Wall is something that I have to be careful whenever I play against a Wellstring. It's not impossible to beat them, but it all depends on the situation. If the Gluga is like in range of the Wellstring, then it's hard, but if the Gluga can also hit the Wellstring, then I think the Gluga wins that. But if you're playing Wellstring optimally, I'm pretty sure you're going to be keeping your distance. So I'm going to have to give it to the Wellstring for there. Haven't got anything yet so far. Alright. Next question comes from Roxy Moron. Why is organic so chopped? Tennis ball ass fella. Why are you bald? Now, that's a fun question because I actually didn't like the buzz cut in Splatoon 2. I think it was actually pretty ugly, but that's kind of because the heads of the characters in that game are so much bigger than everything else in the character. But when we moved over to Splatoon 3, the heads got smaller in proportion to the body, and also I just think the texture, like the shine, and just like the detail that they put into the characters in this game, it looks a lot better. Oh wow, I got a times 333. That's kind of that's a fun one because there aren't really any number splash checks. Anyways, so another thing about all of this is I like to have different inklings for each of the games. Just slightly different, because I still want it to look like be me and not a different person. So every game I've changed my hairstyle. So Splatoon 1 was the Inkling Boy one. Splatoon 2 I was still the Inkling Boy, but I had the one where you have the ponytail in the back and then you have like the big tentacle that goes across the forehead. And in this game I wanted to have a buzz cut because, like in the lore, the Inklings in each game are different. So I just wanted to differentiate. And of course, my clothing as well. I'm an android who loves sweets. The Inklings are all different, so of course I wanna make it different, have different clothing as more options get added to each game, and also have different hairstyle. The eye color I keep the same because I just really like yellow eyes. I think they're really cool. And we got one last question from Yagi. He's named himself You're Digging Up Yo Butt Twin. And he says, why? And that's because I pinged at everyone in the server. But that's because my audience is small. I want to make sure that I can get as many questions as I can. So, if you guys want more questions for next time, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you're really generous, you can leave a comment. Maybe you can even ask me some more questions that I can save for the next video. It's so crazy that the update is only like a day and a half away, at this point when I'm recording. It might even be live when you guys see this, but I just can't believe that they announced it so early, because they've never done that before, and it's got me really excited. Maybe a little too excited. Maybe they're not managing our expectations well. But over the past week, I've just been like staying up a little too late, thinking that, oh, they might like release a trailer like 2 a.m. like they have before. They might release information and go on their week-long or 2-week-long information campaigns that they sometimes do. But I guess the fact that they haven't done that so far, maybe we won't be getting any like real new content. It'll all be like just changes to the game. At this point, it seems like they've already confirmed that there's not going to be no new weapons this time, so that's it. I don't think there will be any new stages either, because I feel like they would have posted about that on Twitter by now. I'm not sure what other new things. If they added gear, that would be kind of weird, but cool. They would need to add like a ton of new gear, or like table turf cards. Stuff that they used to do in the old catalogs to like really have a Twitter campaign for this 11.0 update. So I should talk about what I think is going to happen, because I've been talking about what they probably aren't going to add. So I've had some pretty wild ideas about what they could do. And maybe this goes more into my wants, so I'll save it for later, but I wanted to talk about the custom kits. But I'll go into that later. I want to go over like some realistic predictions. And we can talk about the first thing. You can say with me, the S-Blast. What? S-Blast nerfs? Yeah, that's right. S-Blast is getting a nerf for sure. If you had to ask me what I would nerf about S-Blast, it would definitely be the long range mode. I just think it comes out too fast. And I know it's meant to be like a skill shot or whatever, but H2O, good band. I like them. I think it comes out too fast, and I know it's supposed to be skillful, but it's still not really the best, because you'll be fighting S-Blast sometimes. They'll be looking like the other way, and I'll just turn around and like punish you for no reason, like before you can even kill them, even though you got the jump on them. And it just feels so unfair. And there's also the fact that S-Blast has an answer to every range. But I think making like the long range option maybe a little bit weaker would be nice. I'm fine with the short range. The short range can be like its strongest thing. And it always has burst bomb to fall back on if it needs a little bit more range. I don't see them nerfing Slosher at all. It's just kind of gonna stay the same, because it hasn't been like winning like crazy. It's been doing very well, but I feel like if they wanted to nerf points for special on that thing, they would have already done it before. There's not really anything else that you would change. It's just really strong. Maybe if they did, they would do ink efficiency, but realistically, I think if we see points, if we see a Slosher nerf, it would be points for special. Oh, getting quite a few level up tickets, I feel. There was one time me and my friends, we did a session like this, unrecorded, just for fun, and we would have to drink a sip every time we would pull a single level up ticket. And if we pulled a double level up ticket, we'd have to take 2 sips. And if we pulled a triple level up ticket, we would have to finish the entire drink. It was kind of crazy because the level up tickets are like the most common thing ever in this, I swear. Working leader or worker leader? I feel like that doesn't really make sense. I have like oh, there it is, team level up ticket. If I was drinking, I'd finish the whole thing. But we're not doing that. Not tonight. As far as nerfs, people have been saying they really want to like nerf Booyah Bomb. And I understand that it's on like Reflex, which is like #1 tier 4 weapon. It's on S-Blast. And it's on Forge Pro. To a lesser extent, I don't think it's really much of a problem with that weapon as it is the other two. But I don't think it's Booyah Bomb that's the problem. I feel like it's the main weapons that are overtuned in this case. Because in my experience when I play with Booyah, it's like fine. Like, honestly, I feel like if they were to do anything to the HP, they should just make it better, because there's so many weapons that have object multipliers against it, especially Splatanas. Like, there's just some weapons like Dapple that can just one round all the Stampers, the Stamper, Wiper, Decav, even some supports can do pretty well into it, like Dually. Like, and there's a lot more that I'm missing, but like, there are some 1v1s like Booyah Bomb versus one weapon, and they still like shred you. And I don't think it's like that good. So I think they need to nerf the ones that have the multipliers, at least. And please, please, get rid of the Booyah Bomb glitch on Splatanas and Big Swing Roller. And I guess if you want to be a filthy memer, Object Shredder Leader. It's not tech, guys. You are cheating. There's no reason why that should be in the game, why Booyah Bomb should get one shot across the map. There's another level up ticket. Take 2 sips. I don't think that they should buff the HP, I just think they should get rid of or decrease some of those multipliers. Because I think it's fair if you have 2 people shred you. But if it's just one person, it's not fair. Like, it's a special weapon, you shouldn't be shredded that easily if it's one person on you. And of course, if we nerf Booyah Bomb, there's gonna be all the other weapons that indirectly get nerfed. So if they do go that route, I definitely would like some buffs to Glugada. And I guess you can throw in one for Hydra Splatling too. You know they need it. I don't know what other weapons have Booyah Bomb off the top of my head. Not very good at multitasking right here, as you can see. Man, I haven't been getting a lot of red capsules either. Those are like the 4th best behind bronze. It would be nice to get some of those. Some other nerfs that they could do. I mean, people say pencil, but I think at this point it's... The other options need to be buffed more. So, we can kind of go into like what I want. Oh no, what I think they'll do. I think, since we're talking about cooler stuff, they definitely will be messing with some of the points for special. Maybe they'll give pencil another 10 points. But honestly, I think the most impactful one would be giving Forge, not Forge, the other pro. The Rapid Blaster Pro Winter, a 10 points cheaper tacticooler. That would just open up a lot of more options for comp building and let some of those more mobility focused weapons like dualies thrive better. And even some other weapons. You see Dreadringer works well on those comps. Oh, there's a red one. Card pack. I already have them. Splatanas, maybe Stamper could come back in a big way if Rapid gets better. And then, man, I've been thinking about Heavy Edit a lot recently, but I don't know what they could do to make it better. Like, it's just, I feel like it's just too limiting because it doesn't have the range that you really want. So you have to be running it with a longer range weapon like Stamper, Rapid Pro, Squeezer, except that weapon's dead. So, man, I don't even know what other weapons you would run with it that have that kind of range. You have to run it with like... Oh, it's like Stamper only at this point, right? Because you're not going to run Dowser Dualies or whatever. Maybe you'll run... I guess you can run some other weird stuff like Tenebrella, but like... Edit's just in a bad place. If you want to run Edit, you have to run like a +1 obligatory, which is too bad. I think, well, Dapple and Zap will stay the same. I actually like what they're doing with those weapons. I like that Japan is pushing them. Dapple specifically is really fun because you basically are Slayer, but you have cooler, and I find that very interesting. I wonder, any other changes to special weapons? Probably not, honestly. If they're gonna make any changes to specials, it's going to be buffing some specials. So, some of the weaker stuff, probably like ones like Wavebreaker, unfortunately. I really don't like Wavebreaker because it really messes with the dually class a lot. And it also messes with the Umbrella class. So I feel like if they were to buff that, that would like really kill those two classes. Not that Umbrella is seeing a lot of use, but like dualies are on the rise as far as like the amount of different main weapons from the dually class that are being used. So I don't think that would be good if they buff Wavebreaker. They already buffed Rain. I wonder what other specials we could have. Oh my gosh. How crazy is that? Getting 2 of the same object for locker in one roll? Somebody tell me the odds of that in the comments. That's crazy. Because there's gotta be like 500 objects in this game, I swear. Or more. We're gonna look at the specials real fast. Ooh. Please buff Super Chum. This weapon's like, special's so interesting. I like that it's on bow, but like, if we can buff it so that this zap is used for support, at least on zones, I feel like that would be really, really fun. Because it's just a fun special to use and to fight with. I think they could probably, I don't know, give it some effect, or maybe since this is the game where they increase the radius, then just give it another radius increase. I don't know. Or more HP would be good too. If they buffed it from like 35 to like 40 or 45, I think that would be kind of interesting. That would catch some of these support weapons off guard that have under under 33.4 damage, right? And maybe we could give it inkjet buff too, but not too much because that weapon's really powerful in X rank. There's a lot of weapons that like to spam that. Back to summoning. So what I want from this update, as far as balance changes go, I would love, like I would freak out if we got a third Gluga buff in this game. I've been pushing for a long time for the standing fire to be more useful, just to give it more options instead of mostly being locked into dodge rolls all the time. So I would like a damage increase. They want to keep the 525 because of the weapon. What? Oh. That's... so I'm recording a video right now. Hello. I didn't know I was still here. Say hi, Kaz. You can join in on the discussion. Honestly, you kind of scared me, but I'm doing a summoning session right now. I'm just talking about what I want for the next update. No way? Wait. Whoa. What? No. You're tricking me. They didn't just buff Cooler. You gotta tell me right now because I am pressing the A button on this capsule machine. You gotta send in like VC text. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna do a bit of editing, but it's cool you're here. No, let's talk about it now because the viewers, they want to hear my thoughts. I think that's really awesome. I was only talking about what I think they'll do, and I thought they would balance cooler points for special, but I did not think that they would be buffing the actual balance of cooler. That is like really crazy to me. Are you sure that they're not trolling you? Oh my gosh. That makes me very excited. You gotta send it in VC text so we can read it. $6,000 gold. That's really exciting. So, okay, Whoa. What? Oh my gosh. So this is gonna make decision making a lot easier by seeing HP. Wow, there's so much here. So this must be the battle changes that they're talking about. That is, you know, my first joke was like they just buffed like silly hyperdivers because now they're gonna go in and try and get 3 and like just run in, but they finally have to run tactical, right? Or is it tactical? Is that effect for tacticaler or is it just in general? That sounds like they're just rewarding multi-splats. Oh! I just got a bronze. Yes. I need swim speed chunks, so that's very good. They're like significantly changing how the game works for competitive play. That's crazy. I think they're just trying to make like fast plays like really good at this point. They want the game to go even faster. Cause if like letting people swim through the ink without getting like caught as much, I just think is going to be harder for anchor weapons to catch them out. Or even like being able to use cover a lot more. Ooh. Oh, is it reset back to the original? Wait, so did they just drop the patch notes now? Oh my, dude, let's see Glucoduli's buff right now. Come on. Wait. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's very exciting. Oh. Hang on. I was just gonna say, for a video, we just reached final summon. I've run out of all my money. And I kind of want to save the Sheldon licenses for later. So I'll give my thoughts on the patch later. It's very exciting at times. It's like it's already here. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the surprise drop. Thank you so much and have a good one. Bye!